Culture for Cities and Regions is a 3-year exchanges and coaching project entirely funded by the European Commission to help cities and regions exchange successful experiences on how to make smart investments in culture. We are now at the end of the project.
Today we will wrap up 3 years of work, 3 years during which 145 cities have worked together to improve their local cultural policies.
The project was managed by Eurocities, the European network of large cities, and KEA European Affairs. It focused on 3 sub-themes: cultural heritage, cultural and creative industries as motors for economic vitality, culture for social inclusion, social innovation, and intercultural dialogue.
Well, it's really one of our best projects as Eurocities, and I would say it's very pragmatic because members have found ways to learn from each other in a very hands-on way about what other cities are doing in terms of culture policy.
But why is it important for cities and regions to invest in culture?
Cities realize they are drivers of the new cultural policy of the 21st century. It is important for cities to invest in culture because investment culture brings a large amount of benefits in relation to social cohesion, entrepreneurship, economic development, and quality of life.
Peer learning was at the centre of the project. Different activities were developed for cities and regions to learn from each other. A catalogue of case studies, study visits, and coaching visits. 140 cities and regions benefited from the project. While all cities are different, they face the same challenges.
Challenges which can be faced in a different way, in a different context, but what I've certainly found is that there's value in learning from other places about how they have tackled those challenges, and sometimes you just have a eureka moment where you hear somebody say something and you think, oh yeah, I can see how that bit could work in my place.
Culture and creativity happen in cities in a variety of places, where people can meet and come together.
I think that cities really need to find a way to provide those kind of open spaces or platforms where you have the intersection of encounters. So hubs are often used for that. Libraries are becoming quite interesting as they get reimagined almost as kind of makeries or workeries as well as places to read and to go as a kind of community facility.
During the project, we realised that cities also share many common learning needs. For example, how to develop better partnerships for culture, how to diversify financial resources for culture. What are the cultural and creative spaces of the future?
European initiative on culture for cities and regions has been very, very important because it's allowed cities across the whole of Europe to share experiences about cultural investments and allowed cities to learn from one another, and that needs to happen in the future as well. So another EU-funded scheme that will allow shared learning across European cities is vitally important for the future if we're to grow our cultural offer and make our cities more attractive places in which to live.
So, what's next?
Yes, we will continue to focus on what culture can do for cities and regions, because as I said, that's where people live. We will continue exploring, we will change maybe the angles, we will look at how we can use public spaces, we will look also at the best uses for the structural funds, but there's no doubt that we will continue exploring this topic.
The discussion continues. Check our examples and recommendations on the Culture for Cities and Regions website and on social media.